Welcome to Tips for Sociology. Today we're going to be looking at the work of noted sociologist and criminologist Travis Hirschi. Now, Travis Hirschi is an American sociologist. He's born in Utah in 1935 and he completes his PhD at the University of California, Berkeley. He's well known for studying criminology and crime and deviance, and is most noted for his 1960s work, Causes of Delinquency, which he focuses on trying to explain basically why people end up committing crime. As always, it's really important to try to see where Hirschi and any sociologist fits in a kind of sociological sphere. Principally, we know that Hirschi will be writing from a functionalist perspective, and we can kind of tie him into the work of Merton, classic work of Merton on strain theory. Merton is trying to figure out an answer to the question, why do people commit crime? Kind of classic criminological question. And Hirschi is maybe going to take a different route. He's going to look at the reasons why people don't commit crime, and that's going to be the base of his theory. So broadly, what is his theory? Well, sometimes known as control theory, Hirschi looks at the reasons why people don't go out and commit crime. And he would suggest that people are held in place by values that make them belong to a society and a community, and thus lower the chances of them turning to delinquency or deviancy. These things he calls social bonds, and he suggests that there are 4 different social bonds that people have and that hold them in a non-delinquent or deviant area. Now, an easy way to remember these social bonds is using the acronym CABI, C-A-B-I. Commitment, attachment, belief, and involvement are the 4 bonds. So when you think about commitment, you might be thinking, and Hirschi's talking about, what have you got to lose? You may have a job and a mortgage, and you've worked very hard to get that. So that social bond keeps you in place, because you would risk a lot were you to turn to, criminal, illegitimate means to do something. Attachment, the A, how much you care about people's opinions of you. So if you are, someone who's got a reasonably high status position, let's say you're a teacher, you want people to think good of you and your abilities, then don't turn to crime, because that might damage your reputation. Belief is a difficult one, because when he talks about belief, he's referring to the moral code of society. How much do you subscribe to that? How homogenized are you to the rest of the value system of society? And then, of course, finally, involvement. And I like to use the phrase, the devil makes work for idle hands, when I think about involvement. Like, what do you do in your society, in your community, to keep you out of trouble? Are you, part of a community that looks after the environment of your locality? Do you have hobbies, for example, that you could go and do? Are you built into your community in a positive way? Are you involved? Obviously, what Hirschi's going to say is that if you don't have these social bonds, if you have weakened social bonds, the likelihood of criminality starts to increase. And I suppose that's something that we can see evidently when Hirschi looks at the official statistics on crime, which show us that, young, male, working class, ethnic minority appear high in the crime statistics. Well, he would suggest that they're more likely to have weakened social bonds. And take, for example, the fact that young people commit a lot of crime. Well, young people don't have a mortgage, they're not committed to long-term jobs, they maybe don't care that much about what older generations think about them. The belief system might be different for a younger person with slightly more resistant antisocial norms and values, and maybe they lack involvement. They're not solidified in a community, they don't have that social solidarity that's important. As always, with Hirschi and any other sociological writer, there are problems and there are weaknesses to his theory. Firstly, I suppose a big weakness is he doesn't explain why some people have, or more likely to have, weakened social bonds than others. But on top of that, we know that perhaps having a weakened social bond is not always necessarily problematic. We know that what exists in society are people who have weakened social bonds on the surface, but are not deviant, delinquent, or criminal in any form. There will be people who are working class and young and male and ethnic minorities from the group who commit the most crime in terms of the official statistics, but those people from those groups might not commit any crime whatsoever. Likewise, you can look at groups who might also be marginalised, who appear almost like ghosts in the crime statistics. Take elderly disabled women, for example. There's a great argument that you could make that says, well, maybe these have got weakened social bonds as well, but why did this group not appear in the crime statistics either? These are problems. And I suppose the main problem is that, well, not everybody shares this value consensus that the same bonds and the same goals that all of our functionalists view are the ones that they hold dear. So there are a lot of problems with Hirschi's theory, on top of the generic criticisms you might have of the functionalist perspective on crime and deviance, that it's ethnocentric or it's mainstream or it's quite dated. I hope you found this video useful, and as always, I've popped a little reference list here so that you can check that out to make sure you are aware where I'm getting my information from if you want to look up yourself or see if there's anything additional that you could add to this video. As ever, if you like and subscribe and share this channel, that would be absolutely brilliant. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any ideas, concepts or writers that you would like me to cover in the future, please do not hesitate to post it down in the comments below. Thank you very much.